done.
What are we looking at?
I don't know.
Was it Taz? What's up, Taz?
Joe.
What's up, boys?
What's happening, bruh?
That's a mute. What's up, boys?
Why are you so mean to me?
The boys back in
You're
town.
full on being a bully right now, James.
Sorry, not sorry. So how's everybody been? Been a week?
Losing my mind.
It's been a week. That's for sure.
Been a week, for sure. So I would ask you about the hat and the jersey you have on, James, but I don't see anything.
Dude, I know. I mean, it's crazy. Can you see my body? Like, can you see my nipples? Is that a problem?
No, I can't see. I just see your face, your floating head.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Got John Cena over here. Well, he's there for me, and got
You actually pointed to me for me.
Sith guy. Well, I'm in the middle. This is weird. I like last week's layout.
Squeezed in the middle. Hey, now you're between the rock and the hard place. Joe, you want to be the rock or the hard place?
Hard place.
I'm down with. I'm honored to take after the rock, Dwayne the Rock
So
Johnson.
we have the talking head and the Sith. That's all I got.
You pointed the wrong way.
Not on my screen.
You pointed right the first time and wrong that time. It was crazy.
This is you.
Nope.
No.
That's the way I pointed.
No, I'm talking like 2 minutes ago. You pointed right. Yes, that's me.
Okay, let me fix this.
Oh, you just
Watch me ruin everything because
You're just spoiling things. Who put this guy in charge of things?
Show over. Yeah, you're pointing at Joe now.
Good. Cup is hurt, guys. Let's talk about it. I'm all messed up here.
I mean, in a season for the Rams that already looked pretty dead, to be completely honest and put it a little blunt, it is completely dead if you ask me now. When you watch those games, who else? I mean, I know other guys get catches and targets, but 90% of the time, whoever's playing quarterback's looking at Cup right away. So it's going to really hurt the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, dude's talented. There's no doubt, and it's going to suck. But I do think McVay is really good at scheming people open, especially in short to intermediate routes. You know.
Yeah.
I think they'll be all right. Cup is really good at finding the sweet spot in his own, which they are going to miss that. You know. But I still think they'll have some semblance of offense if their offensive line can block. I think the offensive line is far more the issue than Cup being hurt. But it does suck that Cup is hurt because dude's he was on pace to break the catches record, correct?
Something like that. He was having a good hit.
To break the yardage record right now.
But I'm pretty sure he was on pace for catches. I think they said he was like on pace for like 160, which Michael Thomas has it at 148. Is that right?
That's close.
You're close. Ballparking it.
I mean, that's close enough to not have to really look it up. That's definitely very close ballpark.
Numbers.
If it's not a home run, it's at least a stand-up triple.
But I think they'll be fine because Higbee's
into the net.
What?
What?
What did you say?
What did you say?
What did you say?
What are those?
Okay,
what
Joe,
are
sorry. Finish your point.
those?
That was hands down one of the best trends ever.
And this is what you get with the boys.
I don't know. He needs some milk is pretty great.
In a row, this is what you signed up for.
He needs some milk.
No, one of the best. That was a good one too. One of the good trends also was the the Jimmy the Loop when Jimmy the Line walks by.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
uh, uh,
Russell
yeah, no,
Wilson.
the Rams are screwed. What, I lost your
Lamar
audio.
Jackson one you did. That one was good.
But Lamar Jack's off.
Yeah. What?
Throw me off.
Yeah.
What?
Straight. Straight.
If the viewers aren't confused, I am.
Let's just say every hand you've shaken has touched, a quarter.
Minimum.
Anywho,
That's a good transition to let's talk about last week a little bit.
What about last week? Ooh, spicy. Still them
Can we
boys?
just do the eyebrow thing at the same time?
which one? That one or?
This is great podcasting.
This is great podcasting material. Wait till you upload it as a audio podcast. Money.
I know. I need to start doing that. I've been slacking, but we talked about it. It's been a weeks plural. We've been slacking. We know that, but we're gonna get it figured out. It's okay. Anywho, the Eagles aren't unstoppable.
Facts.
I mean, that was just a gnarly time of possession game as well.
Yeah,
You control
40
the ball,
minutes
you
to like
control the
19.
game.
Was it 40 something?
And when you match your turnovers for the rest of your season you've already had, I mean that doesn't help either.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know, but I saw Eagles fans saying that it was the refs. I mean, you turned the ball over 4 times.
Yeah,
The refs didn't do that. You can
like
that was a bad call, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It just makes the NFC East that much more interesting.
Well,
you
I
guys,
also like what Kelsey said, where Kelsey
Oh,
said you
about
can't blame that.
oh yeah, I saw
Love
that too.
that. Love that guy. He's a great center. I think you cut out for me. I don't know what you said.
what do you guys think about the Dallas Goedert fumble with the face mask at the end?
I think that's the play that they're talking about that the refs missed. But,
I mean, penalties as of right now or flags are not reviewable in 2022 right now. I was actually talking about
this shouldn't be.
I was talking about it with a coworker. At the very least, in situations like that, where there's a turnover, you can argue that the turnover was partially caused by the face mask. In that situation specifically, that should be part of the reviewable play.
Maybe. I think that if they do review penalties, because we saw that year with the pass interference,
Yeah,
they got rid of that really quickly. That was stupid.
Yeah.
But they should review the quarterback hits.
But I also think on turnovers, if like on turnovers specifically, which are automatically reviewed no matter what, right?
Mm-hmm.
If there's a penalty or a flag or penalty, whatever you want to say on that specific play, I think they should be able to call it at that point. I don't think they should be able to do the pass interference thing where you can basically challenge a call on the field. I don't like that aspect of it, but on a reviewable play, as in a touchdown, turnover, I think if there's a penalty cause that you missed and you see in the replay, you should be able to call it at that point as well.
But the penalty doesn't stop the turnover from happening. It would just move the ball back.
Right. Right. I'm not saying it should overturn the penalty necessarily, but
Joe's brainstorming.
In my opinion, just in that specific situation when you already have a reviewable play, or if someone challenges a play, so in a situation where the play is already under review, not that you can throw the challenge flag on the penalty, but in the
Mhm.
situation where it's already under review.
I don't want it because that just slows the game down even more. But I do think it's going to be on its way, especially with sports betting.
How much, though, if the play is already under review, how much does it realistically slow the game down? Another 5 seconds, 10 seconds?
They got to determine the new ball spot.
Yeah. It doesn't stop, like, slow it down tremendously, but I'm more saying, like, personally, I don't want, like, penalties challengeable type deal.
No, I don't either.
But with how big sports betting and everything is getting, I think it's only a matter of time.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is specifically only if the play is already being reviewed. Turnover, touchdown. I don't think you should be able to throw a challenge flag on a penalty either.
It's going to happen with sports betting.
Probably. But I think the real, like, with the Dallas Goedert thing, they're 15 yards further back, and then who knows what happens at that point. I mean,
I honestly wouldn't be surprised.
The penalty, though.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing games somehow shortened as far as, like, time that a football game is, because there's going to be so many things that are reviewed at some point because of sports betting.
Like, you're saying they go from like 15 to 12-minute quarters, something
yes.
like
that. I could see it simply because, like, sports betting craze is getting huge, and you can't have those human error moments when it's that.
I think slowing down the game, I think they'll start eliminating the human error aspect of it.
Yeah.
I think that's when you'll start seeing, like, the GPS or whatever in the baseball, and in the nose of both noses of the football, where you could track exactly where it's on the field. Like, I think they'll go that route before they shorten NFL games, because now you're taking revenue away from the owners, because there's that much less time that people are in the stadium spending money. I think they go the route first.
But what I'm saying is it wouldn't change the time that people are in the stadium, Like, you're getting more time that the clock's not running.
Which maybe means more people get up
and go buy a beer.
Maybe I see where you're going with that. I see where you're going with that. I see where your mind's at. It makes sense. It definitely does.
I don't like
too much
it.
of a rabbit hole.
Yeah, why did you start talking about this?
You did. You brought it up. Because I brought up the penalty that for the Eagles that people, and then Joe mentioned Kelsey.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
Gets the people going.
60% of the time, it works every time.
70% of the time, people that use percentages and stats are making it up.
Yeah, I saw Abraham Lincoln said that on the internet. That's a good draft. Movie quote. That's a good draft.
Movie quote draft?
Oh,
movie
God.
quote draft. That's a good draft.
I do not feel comfortable winging that one. Because I'm
just no. We're not winging that one. We already got a draft for the day. But
oh yeah, and I'm overdrafting.
Pun intended. Little teaser. Pun intended.
Mm-hmm.
Little teaser, because we don't have it down there. That's
I've done so many teasers. What do you mean?
Yeah, Joe's a teaser. Does anything stand out for you guys about last week at all? Other than the Eagles were the last team. I'll say one thing about the Eagles, and I said it previously about how they build up their leads in that first half and then they coast. Washington had the lead at halftime. So you take that how you leave it, how you want it, but
the Vikings beating the Bills, Vikings fans got real loud.
That game was crazy. Was the game of the week.
As they should.
That was the game of the week.
If Josh Allen is 100% healthy, is it that close?
I don't know.
If he's on the field, you can't use that as an excuse.
I mean,
I'm just saying, I don't know.
Aaron Rodgers had a wrist brace on his throwing hand, and he still won.
If Aaron
So-
Rodgers had someone on his team that's caught more than 30 balls in their career, would it even been would it even been close?
Mm-hmm. But
Not to
I'm
knock
just saying they got real loud.
as a point.
Oh yeah, no. But Vikings fans are. We already know that, Joe. Which this is good. That's gonna go great with my surprise later for the picks. Another foreshadowing. It's gonna go great. But the Bills Vikings game was crazy. I watched that. I watched that happen. I actually was driving to dinner and got to the destination right when Kirk Cousins was stuffed at the goal line, and then Josh Allen fumbled that snap, and then it was recovered. And I actually said that was going to happen. So
Dude,
I was sitting there, I was like, watch him fumble. This game's not over. Watch him fumble. And sure shit, this will happen. I was like, oh, all right. That game was wild.
I think I talked about on obviously before our video times, but just on Spotify. I talked about Josh Allen and why I'm like hesitant to call him a Super Bowl winning quarterback in the future. I think they're a Super Bowl team. I just don't think they're a Super Bowl winning team. And I know that situation specifically isn't necessarily Josh Allen's fault. The fumble.
Because he's for the Bills. The Bills don't know how to win a Super Bowl. It's not Josh Allen's fault.
I think, but like the interception he threw in the end zone, while leading. Stuff like that Josh Allen has routinely done through his career. And I'm not trying to knock on the guy. The dude's a great quarterback. But stuff like that, and then like the fumble on the 1 yard line, not necessarily his fault 100%, but he's known to do that in situations like that. He's known to put the ball on the ground and turn the ball over in bad moments. He doesn't do it a ton anymore, but when he does it, it's not in a good moment of the game. It's usually not in the first quarter. It's midway through the fourth. And I think
he's also made clutch plays though too.
He does. No, he does. I'm not knocking on Josh Allen by any means, but I think that's why at the end of the day, right now, as it stands today on the 16th of November, 2022, I just don't see him being a guy that can go win a Super Bowl. I think he can get you there.
I don't see him as Tom Brady by any means. But I know like it took Elway a long time and a lot of interceptions and a lot of fumbles.
And a lot of proper team building.
It took.
He had good teams through those years. It just wasn't built the right way.
Brett Favre, known for interceptions, known for turnovers. I think he'll get there, but like he's not winning 6. Like,
I agree with everything you said, and that's why I said today, right now. I just don't see it happening 4 years from now, 5 years from now, or even honestly, this year might pull it out of his ass. They might pull a game out. They might pull it out, but I don't see them being a guy that goes and does it more than once. Kind of like what you're getting to.
Yeah, I see a lot of similarities between those two. That kind of strong arm.
But honestly, that guy that we're talking about right now, that is more often than not who's winning the Super Bowl. It's not the Tom Brady's winning 7 Super Bowls. Like that's or Joe Montana. Mostly it's a guy that's won 1 or 2.
Yeah.
At most. It's usually 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the odds are stacked against him in that way. But I don't know. On top of that, I mean, there's something to say with that going to 4 in a row and losing them all, and that there's that hypothetical curse over their head. They're the Chargers.
Okay. Chargers gonna Charger, Bill's gonna Bill, Raiders gonna Raider.
No, I don't know. That's one thing I was saying before the season. Hasn't really seemed to really clean it up so far this season. He does have a new offensive coordinator. That doesn't really help either. He's been playing well no matter what, but who knows if it's just a terrible play call in that moment and he's trying to make something out of nothing. In a situation where, the problem though with that is it's a situation where you don't have to make something out of nothing. You kick a field goal there.
I
Yeah.
I think another major thing is the people I compared him to. Think about the running backs they had when they won it.
Exactly.
Where's the running game?
That's what I meant by built properly. You know.
They have the weapons. They don't have a running back. They don't have a way to keep the defense honest.
And take it a little further too. Think of the receivers they had as well. They weren't top 5 receivers, top 10 receivers. They were top 20 and 30 receivers. You know, they were very respectable receivers. Don't get me wrong, but they're not the single guy being the entire receiving core. You know, 3-4 guys that are very consistent and played very, very well.
See, I'm most knowledgeable in the Broncos, and I would say Shannon Sharp and Stephon Diggs are very similar as far as skill set.
Yeah.
Right. As far as like where they are in the echelon of the rankings of where they were at. And then I would say like Rod Smith and Dawson Knox, very similar as far as where they are in the ratings of the echelon. McCaffrey and Gabe Davis, similar. So I would say like the weapons in the passing game are there. It's just they need the running back to keep them honest.
Yeah, but
TD.
I don't know if Dawson Knox is a good comparison there though, because like Dawson Knox, you're comparing a tight end in a year where Dawson Knox is probably a top 10 tight end just because there's no one else outside of the top 6 or 7, you know? So I don't know if that's a fair comparison. I see where you're going, but I don't know. There wasn't that Stephon Diggs guy because Rod Smith, Shannon Sharp, he wasn't doing what Stephon Diggs is. He was great for the Broncos. He did a lot for the Broncos, but not nearly what Stephon Diggs does as far as the receiving game for the Bills.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. But I was more saying like if you mix in all the A's and the B's and the C's and you do it as a GPA type deal, it's probably similar. Like close-ish.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But I think the one thing they're lacking is running back. And like, don't get me wrong, I've drafted Singletary a lot in fantasy, and he has let me down a lot in the past.
They need another Singletary, is what they really do need. They need another guy that can have the production Singletary's had this season. Singletary's in years past has not been very great, but this season he's not every week, but he has had probably more often than not 60 to 80 yard games with several receptions as well. Like you don't need to be going out there and getting, one guy getting 120, 140 yards. Like if you can get 2 guys that are getting, 50 to 80 yards a game, that is great.
I think what the Bills truthfully need is a 3 yards and a cloud of dust running back. They need it to not be Josh Allen going to get the 3 yards in the cloud of dust.
Would it be fair to say they need to more so scheme that into their offense? Because they don't even try to make any of their running backs into that type of guy.
I don't know that any of them have that build.
No, but between the 3 of the guys they have there, if you're just going for the 3 yards, get me 3-4 yards every play type of running game, if you just implement the running game and stay committed to it, like you're probably going to be able to do that with most running backs in this league because the Bills have above average offensive line.
Yeah.
Probably in the top 10 range. I'm guessing here. Probably around the top 10 range.
I don't know that their guard play is that necessarily.
Top 10, like let's say 8 to 12. They're probably in that range.
Yeah.
You could throw those guys back there. They'll probably average you 3-4 yards a carry. And as long as you stay committed to it, they have to move up and respect it. I don't think you really need to have that bell cow guy, the 3 down back. I think guys can get it done nowadays. And, and the Saquon Barkley world are a dying breed, unfortunately.
See, the person like I was saying, like in my mind, the type of player that they need to be the relief for Singletary or Singletary be the relief for them is AJ Dillon. I think A.J. Dillon on the Bills would be perfect. Have him as the 3 yards in a cloud of dust guy, and Singletary be there when they're in shotgun formation.
So Tony
Run a
Pollard.
little play action. I think that's what they need, and I think that's what's holding them back right now. And they're drafting, like, they went and drafted Cook, another pure speed guy. I think they need that big-bodied guy.
Yeah, no, they definitely need someone more with size that's just gonna lower the shoulder up the middle, and he's gonna fall forward for 2 or 3 yards. Derrick Henry. I know against the Broncos, who personally own Derrick Henry, not to toot our horn. That's the only thing we have, so let us have it.
No, we have Patrick Surtain.
True. But Josie Jewell specifically absolutely owns Derrick Henry. But anyways, man, I kind of sidetracked myself so far. I don't even remember where I was going with that.
We started with the Bills and ended up talking about the Broncos Super Bowl. And I have just been silent. You guys have just had your little bro fest going. So it's been kind of
do you want me to compare it to the old Cowboys? Because they don't have Emmitt Smith either, but that's also one of the greatest running backs of all time.
Where I was going with that is they need someone, not necessarily Derrick Henry size, because that is an anomaly in the NFL, but someone like, say, Melvin Gordon size. Not necessarily Melvin Gordon, but
minus the fumbles.
Right. 6'2", 215, 220-pound guy that he's going to take a hit at the line of scrimmage and still fall forward for a yard and a half, 2 yards.
Well, I mean, Saquon's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. A lot of free agent running backs at the end of the year that might not have contracts.
I'll name some of the big ones are Barkley, Kareem Hunt, Jamal Williams from Detroit, Josh Jacobs, Melvin Gordon, Pollard. I mean, there's a lot of very solid running backs that have some size that in a split backfield, I mean, they're probably gonna be pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
Latavius Murray's a free agent after this year.
So go ahead.
I honestly thought that's where Melvin should have gone in free agency.
No one wanted him.
I thought that would have been a good fit for him and the Bills, but
I just can't believe I mean, I understand the fumble stuff, but I can't believe no one would pick him up on like a $2 million deal. The dude is talented, but I mean, he does have that obvious fumble issue, and that can change a game. I mean, we've seen it.
Wasn't Melvin Gordon the guy? He was on the Chargers, but then his mom said she wasn't going to wear his jersey until he started playing better, or something like that.
That's hilarious. I really hope that happened.
I'm gonna fact check myself, but I'm pretty sure it was something like that. Wasn't gonna wear his jersey or something like that. But anywho, just to keep staying in the NFL, I just have one quick question for you guys. Are we Tua believers, or is Tua a product of those receivers?
I don't think he's a product of his receivers necessarily. I think his receivers definitely made him a lot better. But I mean, I think we saw a lot in the games where he was in last year, where he did show a lot of progress and a lot better at reading defenses and making the right throw. Last year it all wasn't there quite yet. But I definitely think the receivers helped progress him faster, because I mean, he's still got to get the ball to him. It's still got to be there on time. Not necessarily in the right place, because I mean, Tyreek Hill can just go wherever he wants, whenever he wants. He basically teleports out there. Don't know how he does it. Magician.
He also has two receivers that can turn a 3-yard hitch into 40 yards.
I'm not going to knock Tua for the awesome roster build.
I'm going to go back to an argument that you have used offline several times in my time of knowing you. Name me a single QB that is not a product of their system. You
Not-
said it about Tom Brady all the
Mhm.
time, James.
He's the ultimate system quarterback, though.
Okay. They name a single one that is not a system quarterback.
I mean, the system needs to be built around them. Not, for
But
instance, you can't
they
just.
are system.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
He is he a product of the system? Sure. But every quarterback's a product of the system.
No, I'm just saying, do like.
So would you say someone that's not a product of the system would have had, say, multiple offensive coordinators early in their career, but still been personally successful, not necessarily team successful?
No, they would have had to been successful in all sorts of systems.
So I guess that's my question. If we
Is it
remove Tua, go.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if a quarterback had, say, they're in their third season and they are on their third offensive coordinator, would you but they were still personally successful. They still had a lot of yards, touchdowns, but the team may not have been as successful. Is that a guy that's a product of a system or a guy that's a product of his own talent?
That's a confusing question, I feel.
He might just be a Swiss Army knife. It's still a product of the system, is the problem. Like it sports are sports are all team driven, right? There is a
Mhm.
system in place.
Mhm.
It,
And
it
football's the
it's
ultimate team sport.
it's just how sports are. Is everything is system. Like you can be successful in all sorts of systems. It's still the system.
Let me put it this way.
I
Are
guess
we a believer in Tua in terms of he's MVP worthy?
No.
No.
Well, do I think he can win it this year with Josh Allen going down and with if they don't want to give it to Patty? Like I could see it, but do I think he is the most valuable player? No.
I think honestly the it's definitely has to be Mahomes right now with the early injury to Herbert. He's been playing a little banged up with cracked ribs, and the entire Chargers team is dead right now. Not making excuses for him. They still have a winning record somehow. Um, Brady hasn't been playing terrible. The Bucks are just bad. Josh Allen, he's banged up. So, and he's lost his 3 games that they've lost. The Bills have like fallen apart, um, which is not something you want to see your MVP do. Like, yeah, Mahomes had the bad loss against the Colts, but that seems to be a distant memory. I know who it's not going to be. It's not going to be Rodgers.
You're not wrong. Well,
Unless they run the table.
yeah. Yeah.
Which we can talk about that. I don't know. I think a guy like Geno is going to be deserving of it or some votes. I know we talked about it last week. Could you imagine if the Seahawks had a quarterback like Russell Wilson? Could you imagine that? Insane. That roster's stacked, guys. Geno is like number one in Pro Football Focus with deep balls, 20 yards plus with completion percentage, touchdowns, and QBR on deep throws.
he's having
And that's
the season in the world.
Huh?
He's having the most Russell Wilson season in the world.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure we
just-
talked about this last week, and I just said you have the best deep threat in the league.
Yeah.
Doesn't Tua?
Listen.
He has the second best. The second
What?
and the third best. He has the second and the third best.
I don't know that he has the third best. He has the second best. I would say Tyreek is the second best, but you can't like DK is the best deep ball threat in the league. He is 6'4", close to as fast as Tyreek Hill, and 6'4", and like 230. That is the best deep ball target in the league.
Dude, as
Did
far
you
as
guys, did,
physical accolades and speed and all that, he's basically Megatron 2.0.
He is.
with worse route running?
Yes.
Well, I said physical ability.
Physical attributes. But
Yeah.
I just want to know if you guys saw this. I saw this earlier today about just to go full circle on Tua. Tua currently has 2,265 passing yards. Just about 2,000 of that is to Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle.
Mm-hmm.
And where's the other guys?
Who?
Name the other
Where's the
guy.
other guys? Gesicki? Mike Gesicki?
A blocking tight end. That's what he is.
I'd be willing to bet Mike Gesicki has like 60 yards on the season.
He's a blocking
Well, he
tight end.
has to. He probably has more because I guess there were games without Tua, so I guess that also makes the stat look crazier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But still, that's crazy. Anywho, so I guess let's just end this with who's MVP right now. If the season ended tomorrow, who's MVP? I'm going Mahomes. It's got to be. And we can revisit this every week to see if it changes, but I'm sticking with Mahomes.
No, it definitely is.
Unless you guys think there's a running back or a defensive player who could take it from him.
That's what I was trying to think of, honestly. Because for some reason I just think they don't want to vote for Mahomes, even though it should be Mahomes. Like for some reason I have that in my mind.
I really kind of feel like people are at like the point of anyone but Rodgers, even though obviously Rodgers isn't going to be in that conversation.
Unless he runs the table. If the Packers win out,
facts,
it could be in the discussion.
Because realistically, if they win out too, there's a very strong chance that because how many games are left? 9? 7? Yeah, 7. Sorry.
We're week 11, so there's this week. No, there's 8. There's 18 weeks. 8 weeks.
Aaron Rodgers could realistically go the rest of the season like 25-2 touchdowns to interceptions. Like with how many games left right now?
He could go 25-1. It's right. Rodgers.
He could go 25-0, honestly. Like he can absolutely run the table. And if he does that, right now he has 17 touchdowns. So that'd be 42 touchdowns he ends up with.
Yeah. All right, show us the calculator. We know you didn't do that in your head.
I used my fingers, okay? 1, 2, skip a few. I made all those numbers up.
So since we're talking about Rodgers, we might as well address the elephant in the room. The Cowboys lost, which I did say last week that I was worried.
Did.
I said the Cowboys should win, but it's the Packers. It's Rodgers. They find a way to do it. It's unfortunate.
Well, this brings up a question I wanted to ask you, Jimmy.
Okay.
Right now, the Packers are 6-3, correct?
No, they're 4-6. The Cowboys, you mean?
Cowboys, yes. Sorry, Cowboys.
Yeah, the Cowboys are 6-3. Yes.
So they play the Vikings and the Giants back-to-back weeks right now. Hypothetically speaking, they lose them both. Hypothetically speaking, you're 6-5. Where are you at on the team? Like, what's the feeling about the Cowboys at that point? If you lose 3 in a row, and you're all of a sudden 6-5 with Dak Prescott. Now, personally, I don't think Cooper Rush wins these games against these top-tier teams, personally.
I mean, he already beat them twice. He beat the Vikings last year, and he beat the Giants this year.
Yeah, well, the Vikings last year and the Vikings this year are two totally different.
We'll see.
Teams. We'll see. Yes, correct. No, we'll see. I'm saying hypothetically speaking, though, you're 6-5. Dak Prescott just lost 3 games in a row. He's what, 1-3 now? On the
Are
year?
We assuming that the Commanders also win their game, so Dallas is now 4th?
Sure.
Okay.
Where are you at on the Cowboys? What's the feeling with the Cowboys? Would you guess? Where do you think you would be at with the team?
Well, based on the rest of their schedule, I wouldn't be super worried. But I would start to sweat a little bit. But I also think there's a realm where all 4 NFC East teams can make it based on how bad the NFC South has been, how bad the NFC North minus the Vikings have been. There's a realm.
The West too.
Yeah, the West too. Yeah, there is a world where that could potentially happen. Is it
Realistic.
likely? Probably not.
There's really only 3 playoff teams, and one of them's only, or 2 of them might only be because of the division
They,
there. You know.
yeah, I think the NFC East is going to have 3 teams, and I can confidently say that.
Yeah, I think that's, in my mind, that's a lock right now.
But I there's an outside chance that all 4 could make it, which would be insane because now the Commanders have a 500 record, so the entire NFC East has a 500 record, and I believe the AFC East is also in that same position.
And I think I might be wrong on this. I think they said before the game yesterday they were a half game out of 7th place, the Commanders.
Yeah, it's got to be close. Yeah.
Or they might be right now a half game out of 7th place.
Well, they're 5-5. Oh yeah, that could be. Joe looks like he wants to say something.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. You
I'm
just
good.
looked like you were puzzled. See, if the season ended tomorrow, the Niners are 5-4, and they would make the playoffs over the Commanders strictly because the Niners have had their bye week, and so they have a better win percentage. So that's the only team that. So yeah, that's the only team right now that would be in the playoffs, not winning the division. The Niners would be over the Commanders. Otherwise, the entire AFC or NFC East would be in there.
All right, and they must have like a common opponent or something because they definitely said they're a half game back.
It's because the Niners haven't. They've only played 9 games, and the Commanders have played 10.
Their bye week must be coming up, huh?
Yeah, it's got to be soon. If not this week.
Because there's bye week
not this week.
14. It's insane.
Well, I mean, and they have a pretty favorable schedule too. They got the Texans, the Falcons, and then they have. Oh, it looks like they have the Giants, and then their bye week. So they could potentially have a winning record going into their bye week. But yeah, yeah, I think I would be worried, but they would still have a winning record in week. What would that be? 13?
12.
He said the next 2. We're currently week 11.
Well, it'd be the end of week 12, the beginning of week 13.
So, yeah. So I'd be concerned, but I think we'd be able to rally. If you're wanting me to say bring in Cooper Rush, there's no chance.
No. The correct answer here is fire Mike McCarthy.
Yes.
But that won't happen.
What do you think though that there would be rumblings from probably more so the media? Let's be completely honest. They're the ones that throw all this shit out there. But do you think there'd be fans out there saying like bring Cooper Rush in?
Absolutely. That doesn't mean they're right. Absolutely. There were fans that wanted Tebow. Like, it's going to happen.
There are fans that still want Tebow.
But not the Sith Lord. Not the Sith Lord.
I never wanted Tebow.
I think let's wrap up week 10. We kind of got way off, and I just want to talk a little bit about the NBA. And for the NBA, the only reason why I wanted to talk about it is for my blind side for both of you guys. Mostly Joe, but this is my blind side. Look, Joe's ready. Joe's ready. Oh, hello there. Hello there.
You say the NBA?
The NBA is my blind side. So, Joe, I don't know how closely you've been following this, but the Miami Heat currently are in the middle of the name change of their arena.
Nope.
I saw this.
The last thing that you saw, Joe. Well, if you were to, what's the name of the Miami Heat's arena?
American Airlines.
You're wrong. It's actually FTX.
What?
It was a cryptocurrency company bought them a while ago, but I believe they've gone bankrupt. And now for the second time, and I want to say 4 years, a very, very popular adult site has put in a bid of $10 million to name the stadium.
Can I say the name?
Go ahead.
Bang Bros Center. BBC.
The BBC.
Sell the team. Do it. Yes, please.
I bet you bet.
Yes, the BBC, Joe. So I take it you are for it.
I wouldn't call it the BBC. I just say Bang Bros. Let's go.
So did you see the other part of that story with the cryptocurrency company? They're actually suing a lot of professional athletes over, I forget exactly how they worded it, but they're saying they downplayed it, or I can't remember exactly what they were saying, but that currency company is suing like Tom Brady and a bunch of other guys.
No, I haven't. I didn't. I just mostly saw the name change thing, or whatever. But speaking of suing, did you guys see Odell suing Nike?
For what?
They didn't pay him money for his sponsorship or something for some stupid reason. He tweeted about it. Yeah, I know that's not a very good question. But so Joe's in favor of the BBC? The Bang Bros?
No, Bang Bros. Bang Bros.
Well, it's going to be shortened to BBC. You know that.
I won't shorten anything.
Not for you, but for the media. And I know you don't have a horse in your race except for the one on your hat. But Jimbo, would you be in favor of the Bang Bros?
Absolutely.
See, I think this should be Bang Boys, and then we could use that for marketing for ourselves.
I can't remember the name of. I'm trying to remember exactly the name of the dispensary here in Colorado that's been trying. Native Roots, I think it's called, but they've been trying to buy the naming rights of the Broncos Stadium for years and years. It was. I don't think it was Native. It was something like Mile High something.
And instead, they sold the naming rights to some organization based out of Kansas City.
Empower, yeah.
That makes sense. So, with that being said, what do you guys think we should? How did we do last week? What's the order for our draft?
So Joe is definitely first. Joe went 3-2. He had, let's see, 3-2. He had the Titans correct, the Colts correct as his as his upset, and his favorite was the Dolphins. So you went 2-3 with the Titans and the Giants as your favorite, and then I went 2-3 with my favorite of the Chiefs and my upset of the Cardinals.
Wait, didn't the Broncos win?
No.
Did they play?
The Titans. That's the one you got right. So congratulations. You got the pick right of picking the Broncos to lose.
No, I actually did they win last week? Not like
against the Jaguars before their bye week.
Okay. See, see, obviously it's been a week for all of us. Okay, so Joe, you can get the first pick, but first. Actually, I think this is a good time for 5 seconds of Joe. Perfect. Beautiful. So we're doing the best time to have a beer draft. Now, we have to figure out who's second between me and Jimothy. So, Joe, have us pick a number.
Between one and what?
Whatever you want. You pick it. You pick it.
You pick the number. We have to try to guess it.
Between 1 and 50.
I'm going 3.
You want 3? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I want number 3.
So are we just doing closest to? obviously.
Don't do prices right, me.
I'm going number 4.
Don't you dare.
Jimmy wins.
Wait,
Which
which one?
Which one?
I referred to a guy without the hat as James, and guy with the hat is Jimmy.
Let's go. What's the number?
33.
That was my second guess.
James had the right
That was my
idea.
second guess.
I was gonna throw my original mind was gonna throw 25 out there. Just right in the middle.
My guess was either 3 or 33. Those were my only 2 guesses. I was just waiting to see how big of a gap Joe was putting.
Why, James?
If it was 1 through 10, it was going to be number 3.
It
Guaranteed.
was 100%.
Guaranteed. That's why do you think I picked so fast? All right, Joe. You've had the first pick a lot lately. So you get
I'm
the
good
first
at picking games, I guess.
Well, barely this week, only by 1. So the best time to have a beer.
Shower beer. Pick 1-1. Let's go.
Said you were going for a stretch. That is almost a lock.
Is it?
I think.
Good. Because I can't tell you the last time I didn't have a shower beer.
So my number 2 pick, shower beer. I mean, that, in my opinion, that is number 1 no matter what. Like that is, your Trevor Lawrence, your Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, like lock number 1 pick. All right. But my number 2 pick, I think, should also be a lock. Probably was strongly considered as the number 1 pick. We got an Hayden Hutchinson and dude that went to the Jaguars situation here. I forget the pass rusher's name. You know what I mean, though.
Gotcha.
I would have gone Robert Griffin III since you went Andrew Luck.
Sure, yeah. You know what? This is the RG3 pick right here. Lock number 2, post Friday work beer.
I cover that with shower beer for me at least, but yeah.
You don't shotgun one in the shower?
What?
You don't shotgun a beer before you get in the shower?
No, it's the shower beer.
It has to be in the beer, in the shower, in the beer. What?
You want to put a shower in your beer?
Yes.
He wants to put beer in his shower.
Well,
I shower in beer.
He's gonna Steve Austin it on the top rope.
I'll drink a beer. I'll drink another beer. I'll drink another beer. 4 beers.
What?
So Joe knows this.
6 beers. What?
I'm not a big beer drinker, so this draft is going to be rough for me.
Well, your preferred.
I think.
Whatever.
No, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get this. So, with the 3rd pick of the first round, which I believe is an absolute steal and should have gone number 1 over shower beer and Friday beer. A beer with the boys. Best time to have a beer when you're with the boys.
Beer.
Best time to have a beer.
Do I need to go grab a beer?
I don't have any.
Solid pick. You can't. I mean, nobody's gonna debate that one like that. Solid pick. I just don't think it goes over number 1 and 2 because beer with the boys comes after number 2, and then number 2 comes either before or after number 1. Sometimes I prefer it before. Joe obviously prefers it after.
Joe prefers before, during, and after.
All. Give me all the beer.
Likes all 3 holes. What?
Well, either way, this is a good start. Good first 3 picks by all 3 of us, just like the last one.
For first pick in the second round, I'm gonna go a fishing beer.
Solid. Can't go wrong.
Solid.
That's
mean, generally the fishing is the side project for me, and drinking the beer is the main project, if I'm being honest.
I'm torn here, boys. I'm torn here. Pick 2 of the second round. I'm just going to go for it. Vacation beer. Specifically first one. As soon as you get there. Vacation beer.
That's a good beer. That's a good beer.
We're talking so much about beer. I want a beer.
Go beer.
You won't go get one.
He will.
I knew if I said that, you would go get one. So with my second draft pick, I'm gonna go for the classic dad beer, the post mowing the lawn beer.
Yes,
That's a good pick.
that is a great. That is.
See, I don't drink it, but I mean, I know it.
Understand the pleasure one gets from drinking that said beer.
Yeah, but mine's not beer. It would be liquor.
What's your liquor of choice?
I mean, is it liquor?
You have a drink of choice though.
Jack Daniels,
Just straight Jack on the rocks.
Jack on the Rocks, Jack and Coke, Jack Dr Pepper, Jack and Mountain Dew, Jack and Pepsi,
Jack in any variation.
Jack. I drank Jack and Captain together. That didn't end very well, but I did it.
Yeah, I'm a rum and Coke guy nowadays. I
can't.
Jack and Coke now and again, but I'm a rum and Coke and a shot of tequila. I'm good.
I can do tequila all day, every day.
Jimmy, one day I'm going to be in Florida and we're going to drink a lot of tequila together.
Just not more than 6 shots. You don't want to know what happens after 6 shots.
Yes, I do. Now that you said that. I've never said that.
I learned what happened, and we can talk about it off air. I learned what happened, and I don't want that to happen.
Tequila make your clothes fall off?
No, worse.
Worse.
Anywho, Joe, with your third pick,
Okay, best time to have a beer. This one I'm getting oddly specific with. Okay, so with the first pick of the third round, that first beer when you're 21 and you drink in front of your parents.
Okay.
Solid.
The first one where you can't get in trouble for it. I like it.
Yeah. There you go.
Good pick. It's a good pick.
Personally, I can't relate, but I could see how that would be a great moment.
It was so good.
All right, so pick 2 of the third round. You boys golfers?
Oh, absolutely.
Golf
That's
course.
a good beer, man. That was my pick. Golf clap. I did drink some beer. So, okay, since I recently moved to Florida this year, I got to take this one. Your classic pool beer.
You know, with the pool beer, I think I'm going to give you another one there. Beach beer.
Okay,
I think
that's fair.
Kind of in the same realm there. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think just the idea of you sitting in the donut float that they now have the beer holder things, and you're just chilling, getting some sun, and you're just throwing them back. Uh-oh, is the beer drinker running out of times to drink beer during a podcast?
See, I'm just thinking of like events. I just like to drink beer.
Joe's just like whenever is the best time for
that's always
a good pick.
Time.
Joe, that's a great pick. The best time for beer, whenever.
Whenever. That is my pick in the fourth round.
That's a great pick. Can I get partial credit for the trade or something?
Sure. Because I got a beer in my hand now, so I'm good.
The podcast beer.
Podcast beer. All right, here we go. Pick 2 of the fourth round. Give me your classic tailgate beer.
Ooh, man, I'm not even gonna lie. That is 2 picks in a row you've taken from me. I have to improvise now.
I'm gonna be real honest here.
Next one that's kind of very close.
I'm gonna be real honest here. I've never tailgated.
What? Bro, go to your local high school football stadium.
Joe, tailgate the championship.
Tailgate the championship.
Just buy
Speaking
your
of that, he brought
by anybody. Just be alone, far
no.
corner of the parking lot.
Is Jeff going?
30 rack.
I'm going with Donnie.
Perfect. Perfect.
Oh.
Oh, Joe.
Oh.
Until the championship game, your man card's gone. Until the championship game, Joe.
It's
suspended.
But so here's my thing. I've never been to an NFL game.
But did you go to USD game?
I did, but we partied in the dorms.
That counts as tailgating, doesn't it?
I mean,
if you're going to a game on
that's
campus,
pregame.
You're going up the same alley, though. I mean, like,
yeah, that's the same. That's the same.
I mean, I considered like pre-gaming before a varsity football game when I was a freshman in high school. I considered that tailgating. It was just
tailgating is just pre-drinking.
Out front.
Then I guess I have, but like, I've never been in the parking lot prior to a sporting event drinking.
So, like the pure definition of tailgating.
Yes,
that's fair.
I've technically never tailgated either, but I've also never had the opportunity.
Go to the closest college near you that has a football team and just go drink.
Dude, I'm in Florida. There's a football team every other corner. But I just wanted to, since you brought up high school, I wanted to just take this time to mention that me and Joe's high school is competing in their fourth championship in the past decade.
Man, were they happy to lose you guys? They're going to run without
the fifth.
Didn't they make all four with Deckers?
I think one year they were short. I think Decker's freshman year they were short. But they went to three.
His freshman year they made it. They lost.
Is that the year they won it? Okay, then they won two straight. Okay, so maybe you're right. So 5 and 10 years, still pretty impressive. Shout out from the alumni.
Well, when you have because he went to the Elite 11, when you have a quarterback in a very small school that is one of the top 15 best in the nation as a senior, you're probably going to do pretty good.
Shout out Iowa State. Only for Hunter. That's it. Only for Hunter Deckers. The starting quarterback for Iowa State, we went to school with him.
I will never go to Arrowhead for a game.
Speaking on that, Ed, actually, I am the complete opposite of Joe. I really do want to go to Arrowhead for a game. But for sure I'm rocking Broncos head to toe, and I'm probably going to get punched in the face pregame. But that's
he's going to go to a Chiefs Raiders game, show up in Broncos gear.
My man.
Okay, I might actually support that one.
I like it. So
pick 3 fourth round.
All right. So this pick, I think I did do this once, but I know Joe has done this, and I think I did it with Joe. I think Joe was the bad influence.
Me?
The lunch break beer.
That's a good one. I miss being able to do that one.
The lunch break beer.
I had a point in my life where every now and again we were able to get away with that.
I missed that one.
That was a good one. I think because one day, because he used to work like a block away from where he lives, or 2 blocks away, so we would walk to his house on break, and I'm pretty sure we drank a beer. Or I took a shot.
Here.
Huh?
You're doing body shots, so you said?
Maybe.
I mean, you want to?
Please.
All right.
I hope you don't mind a little bit of topping. Anywho, Joe, with your final pick, the 5th round is now among us.
Okay. Once again, need to get specific here because I don't want all of them. I want the bullshit ones. Not the real toasts. I want the bullshit toasts with the boys.
Okay.
Not all toasts. Not all toast beers. Just the ones where you're already drunk out of your mind. And you're just like, cheers, boys.
Okay, so I like that. That was going to be an honorable mention, but since he brought it up, I was going to say the already drunk beer.
And usually,
Like,
in my crowd of friends growing up, usually that beer was always chugged.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
The you're already
My
yeah,
group
exactly.
probably honestly shotgun because that's just the type of people we were. But it's always one or the other. It's always shotgunned or chugged.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So the already drunk beer, is that the one you want, Joe, or you want the specific toast already drunk beer?
I want the specific toast because honestly, I almost got real specific, and it's the beer I didn't spill when Cody Chester drop kicked me. I dropped my phone, broke my phone, but I did not spill my beer.
Hey, that's all.
That, that's bro code 101. Protect the beer at all costs. Protect the beer.
This is how the toast usually goes. Boys, I fucking love you.
Exactly.
or boys, another one.
All right, so
Actually, I've given Joe a good toast for drinking beer. You won't chug that.
that's
I'll
actually
take the quarter.
right there. The you won't.
I didn't even say it to him, and he's chugging it.
A really good one. The you won't chug it beer, or the no balls beer.
Yeah, exactly.
One. I'll leave that one for you if you want it, because I already had one in mind.
I have a good one in mind too.
My next pick usually comes after Joe's last pick, after the boys bullshit toast beer, the bad decision beer. Like, ooh, I just fucked up.
Okay. So I'm just gonna say for
Because
just
usually while you're drinking that beer after the ooh I fucked up, you're like, did I though? Yeah.
see, I feel like you left me a very good pick with my last pick because I just thought of one. Like I was gonna pick this no matter what. So I think I'm still gonna pick it. Actually, I feel like it's a good honorable mention, and the other one is better. Now, is that the hold my beer beer?
Yeah. Usually it is. Usually it's hold my beer, bro.
If we're gonna do a draft of dumb drunk moments now, I've done some.
Of second story and peed out it, sitting on the windowsill, not even just peeing out the window. Just decided to sit on it.
Oh, well, so let's go ahead and let's finish the draft with my pick, the final pick of the best time to have a beer draft. The one I wanted to pick, I'm going to save it for my honorable mentions because I have to pick this one. The Puke and Rally beer. The Puke and Rally beer. I don't drink beer, but I have puked and rallied before.
I think it's more so like the beer after the puke and rally beer.
Yeah. Well,
I don't like that one. I still taste the puke.
Yeah, the puke and rally beer, you're still drunk. You don't know what's quite going on yet. Like
Hey,
if you think that's my number one, buddy.
let me tell you something.
I was absolutely hands, and I was like, you know what? I love the Broncos.
I think when I'm drunk, I'm not a Broncos fan.
Probably, actually, especially the last years. Fuck that team.
Yeah, so I think a solid $5 cap limit on this pod is it will cover everything. But the beer I left off the board that I was going to pick, it was always on my mind, and I'm surprised it didn't go undrafted. It's probably a very it's going to be a solid player. The 5 o'clock beer.
I think that's kind of like the post-work beer, though.
Yeah.
No, specifically 5 o'clock.
Okay.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
What if you get off?
That's
That's very inconsiderate of you.
I get off at 3:30.
Yeah, but what if other people don't?
That's fine. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, my guy.
Not if it's 5:30.
You're right. If it's 5:30, you've already had the beer.
If it's 5:30 and you haven't had one, you need to.
Happy hour beer. It's a good time. Happy hour. It's a good time to have a beer.
The beer pong beer.
Another one. It's a good one.
I think my number one drunk moment was waterfalling Jack Daniels.
I think what we can call next week's draft, since it's like how'd you word it, Jimmy?
I don't remember.
Well, I don't remember how you worded it, but I was thinking we could call it the hold my beer draft.
Oh, the stupid moments?
Yeah, the drunk moments.
The dumb drunk moments? Are we doing personal dumb drunk moments to see who's the dumbest?
I don't know if
Or are we just doing dumb moments that
share most
could
of
happen?
the air. I will gladly talk to you guys about those off the air, but I don't know if I can go that far on air.
Me and Joe we can split some moments.
Can I just say Sneaky Pete's bathroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, back a lot of the really there was a good 3 months of time where all the bad decisions
Hold my rubber
were made during Until the World by Britney Spears.
Don't do dumb drunk moments right now. Like I peed in the middle of the road before.
Who hasn't? Come on.
I mean,
He walked around the back of my car, though.
Yeah, I got out towards the ditch and walked around the car to pee in the road. With
I
cars
was
coming by.
driving to get us more alcohol.
Hey, to be fair, it was my first time being really drunk. So
Wasn't that your 21st? No.
I was 23.
Oh. And you lied to your dad about drinking.
I did. I mean, me too, but
I do it pretty much every day at work.
hey, is he contributing, since we're putting that on the screen, is he contributing to the quarters?
No.
Oh. I do think Ed should come on sometime though.
Maybe when the Chiefs beat the Broncos next. I mean, play the Broncos next.
Both are accurate statements.
Both accurate. Which one? Which do you have a preferred one? Like Broncos at home or Chiefs at home?
Oh, they haven't played it all yet?
No.
No.
They play I think it's week 14 and 17, I think it is.
He can only come on if he's wearing all Batman stuff.
I'm sure he's probably wearing all Batman stuff right now. It's just Ed, bro.
I'm waiting for. Wait. Can you ask us where your pants are?
Donde está la
The pantalones. I want to be a part of his. Where have you seen my pants? Where are my pants?
He asked me in one of my lives once. I don't know if it ever made it onto one of his videos though.
We're not cool enough for his videos.
You're not cool enough for one of his videos.
James broke me with the hold my rubber.
Yes.
If that's all you're wearing, yes.
You have to have the mask on too, preferably underwear, mask, and Batman socks. That's it.
And the cape.
Yes.
Gotta have the cape.
Have to have a cape.
Gotta have the cape. Which honestly, we should probably do the draft of superheroes.
Batman does not touch my board.
Batman's number one overall pick, man.
Not if
Number
I get the
one.
first pick like I always do.
I think he's top 3.
Nope.
Batman's number one.
He wouldn't make my top 25.
Batman probably wouldn't even touch Joe's list. Joe would start being like Squirrel Girl.
Danny Keith, SpongeBob.
Yeah. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Aquaman's fish. No.
Sometimes.
Yes, please.
Okay, so anywho, let's just go. Let's wrap her up. Let's do her picks.
I didn't do that. What?
I think I won the beer draft. Which, by the way, when we start getting these on posted, we need to have like a poll. Who wins?
I
Who
don't.
wins?
You're even. I think out of the 3 of us, you are third.
Nah, my list is way better.
I think Jimmy won.
You're not even close to top 2.
Oh, I won.
I think Jimmy won.
Yeah.
Me. Anywho, so the games for tomorrow night, we got the Packers and Titans.
Correct.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. Where's it at?
Lambeau.
Henry's healthy, right?
Yes.
Titans.
I'm taking the Packers.
I think that the Titans own the time of possession with Derrick Henry.
Yeah, but I mean, Aaron Rodgers threw the ball like 18 times against the Cowboys. Like the Packers can control the clock too with Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon.
Not as well as Derrick Henry.
And I just saw your typical Broncos fan comment. Laughing. I didn't see that earlier.
I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
Oh, because you made the comment.
You have to click on a few places on your screen in order to see the comments.
He's not into. Is he in our account, or did you give him that stuff?
The account information is all the same as the email account. I don't think he's in. I don't know if he is or not.
All right, so are you breaking? You're breaking the tie, Jimothy. Who you got?
Me? I already said it. Packers.
Oh, I didn't hear you. Sorry.
You good? I got Packers.
So should we just go straight into? Let's go Broncos game. Who the Broncos play?
Broncos play the Raiders. So we know who Joe's got.
Joe's got the Broncos.
Yep.
How'd you know?
Hey.
The last time they came around, I picked the Raiders, and I was right. This time, I'm picking the Broncos. I'm gonna be right.
We got all 3 of us on the same page on my boys, the Broncos, baby, and Joe's. Joe doesn't claim now though. He's kind of like a like.
No, he claims them this week. Broncos fan first, Raider hater second.
Joe went to go get a fucking thing of milk about 6 weeks ago.
Never came back.
Just never came back. So.
He came back with beer. He forgot about
came back just a Raider hater.
Joe went to go get milk, and he ended up on the milk carton.
Oh, I got to address this. How would you guys feel about that?
I would be with it, honestly. At this point, man, just give me something.
No, ooh, you guys should root for chaos. Root for the Raiders so McDaniels stays.
No. I cannot root for the Raiders. It like
ever in my life.
No, I'm just trying to make you guys angry.
I would gladly own a Hall of Fame player from any team in the NFL except for the Raiders.
We would own their jersey, not the person.
I don't want any of their jerseys in my house.
Oh, well, oh, what's this package? What is this? It's gonna start my fire, keep me warm this winter.
Place. I just cleaned out the chimney. It's ready to go, baby.
So, I guess so. We're all on the same page for the Broncos. Uh, let's pick the Cowboys game. Cowboys Vikings
Where's this at?
in Minnesota.
Give me the Vikings. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a lot of what we saw the Vikings Bills last week. Kind of real, maybe not so much. I think it's going to be more back and forth, and then one team taking the lead and the other one coming back. But man, I love what I'm seeing out of the Vikings right now. I think that is probably the top team in the NFC, in my opinion. And
It was a very fluky win. I mean, it was a good win, very fluky against the Bills. Joe's thinking.
what do you mean?
Joe's the way that the Vikings won. You don't think that was fluky?
No.
It was fluky, but it was also against the Bills.
It was a great ending, but it was. How often do you see a top 5 quarterback fumble in his own end zone with the lead? It was very fluky.
I see quarterbacks fumble a snap every game.
I said top 5.
5 in the last fumbled a snap.
All right. Stop being devil's advocate.
All right, James, you pick.
I'm picking Dallas. I'll tell you why, but I want you to pick first, and I'm gonna do what I teased earlier. That's gonna make Joe. I'm gonna do 5 seconds of Joe again.
I hate it.
If this happens, this needs to be the thing that gets clipped first. What I'm gonna say.
I hate it so much. I hate it so much.
How would you like if I persuaded you, Joe?
I'm like picturing like the matchups and like trying to persuade myself away. I got to go with the Vikings. I think Kevin O'Connell is a great coach.
I do too, man.
Love it. I like it. So I'm asking you guys a question.
Please convince me, because I wanted to pick the Cowboys. I want to.
I'm going to convince you. Just hear me out. You can keep your pick, but when it happens, you can. So, do you guys know Kirk Cousins' record against the Cowboys all time?
Nope.
Don't give a shit.
I know you don't care. 2-8. Do you know the quarterbacks that have beaten him in those 8 games?
I bet you Dak's the worst on that list.
No, but Kirk has beaten Dak. Kirk has beaten Kellen Moore and Dak. He has lost to Romo. He's lost to Andy Dalton. He's lost to Cooper Rush.
So he beat your offensive coordinator and your current quarterback. So that gives me more faith in the Vikings.
Yeah, but he's also lost to them 4 times. Okay. So that he beat them once. He's lost to them 4 times.
So,
but how many of those times were the Redskins at the time?
I'm mathing. 7.
What's the record of him in the Vikings versus the Cowboys?
1-2.
Okay.
Including the last 2 years with Cooper Rush and Andy Dalton.
Yeah, but that was also Zimmer, and Zimmer sucks.
Don't make excuses. It's Kirk Cousins. Come on, Dallas owns Kirk Cousins. He's going to continue. They're going to continue to own him.
Not once owns Trayvon Diggs.
Diggs shut down Jefferson last year. He's going to do it again this year.
Again, that was Zimmer.
That Zimmer doesn't change the player.
Zimmer changes the offensive plays,
but not the talent.
No, but once again, it's a scheme sport, my dude.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, I'm just telling you. Cowboys are going to win. Not only are they going to win this week, they're going to run the table. They're not losing the rest of the season until the playoffs.
You want to put money on that?
Honestly, I think I would find it hard to believe that you have a tougher game than this week. So if you do win this week, I could see it.
Here, I'll tell you the remaining schedule. Assuming they win against the Vikings, they have the Giants on Thanksgiving. Then they have the Colts at home. So they have 3 straight home games. Giants, Colts, Texans. Then they have the Jacksonville Jaguars. They play the Eagles at home. They play the Titans on the road and the Commanders on the road.
I could see Vikings, Titans. Beating the Cowboys. And this is true. At least he knows they'll lose in the playoffs.
I'm very realistic. No, but they're going to run the table. I've been thinking about it all day. I believe they're going to run the table.
So you brought up the Thanksgiving game and also previous records of Kirk Cousins versus the Cowboys. So I don't know if I would use the Thanksgiving game and recent memory as why you're going to win games, because you've lost the last 3 in a row.
For Thanksgiving?
Yes.
I know. I'm aware. I'm a Cowboys fan. I know. I remember my holidays. How many of those were against the Giants, though?
None.
There you go. That's all you need to know.
How many of those Vikings games had Kevin O'Connell as the head coach?
Exactly. I'm
None.
using against you is essentially what
I know. No, I know.
The way he is scheming the players is astounding.
No.
I really like what Kevin O'Connell's doing. And is the game in primetime?
No, that's the only thing that's saving Kirk Cousins.
It's
4:25. It's going to be televised.
It's not primetime. You could have convinced me if it was primetime.
Technically, aren't all Thanksgiving games primetime since there's only one on at a time?
No, I meant the
he's talking
Kirk
about the
Cousins
Vikings
game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my bad.
It is going to be America's game of the week. It's the 4:25 slot.
Yeah, but it's not primetime.
Or it's probably going to be CBS, isn't it? It's probably going to be CBS.
So,
have you guys ever played the Giants on Thanksgiving? I'm going through.
Yeah, they have. It's been a minute. They usually play the Commanders.
Well, dude, I'm in 1976 right now, and they haven't played them. I'm looking.
I feel like you've missed a year, but that's fine. I don't know.
I think
Cowboys
the
run the table.
Vikings are equally talented and better coached.
No, I'm not going to disagree with that.
I'm picking the Vikings.
I'm not going to disagree with that statement because I don't like McCarthy. So in that other scenario of the Cowboys losing 3 straight and McCarthy getting fired, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think that is what the deciding factor for me as to why I was trying to find a way to pick the Cowboys, but I think like they are equally talented teams, and I trust O'Connell more than McCarthy.
Bro, I think this might be the first time the Giants and Cowboys have ever played on Thanksgiving.
He's really digging deep.
Bro, I literally looked at every year since 1966 just now. From the Dallas Morning News. They have it all on one page. So, I mean, it's not – I didn't look up every season. I'm going based off of the Dallas Morning News. But I don't think they've ever played on Thanksgiving Day. That's pretty dope.
1992.
Yeah, I missed that one. I think that's the only one, though.
Yeah, it is the only one.
But
the Giants have only played on in 3 Thanksgiving games. So this is going to be their 4th appearance on Thanksgiving.
But I can absolutely see the Cowboys winning it. I would say
I'm more
it's probably
confident.
I feel like it's 60-40 Vikings for me, which is why I have to go Vikings.
I'm more confident this week against the Vikings than I was last week against the Packers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good thing, I guess.
Well, the Packers have been terrible. They were coming off five straight losses,
What I meant
and
by
it's
very confident last week that the Cowboys would win.
who was
You weren't, is what I'm saying.
I wasn't.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. It's like good
Yeah,
thing.
no, I'm a lot more confident against the Vikings because why do the Vikings wear purple? You'd be purple too if you choked that long.
You're right, but that's come playoff time.
No, you're right.
I think this Vikings year is 98 all over again.
Oh Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
All right. So, who you guys got as favorites?
I had it. I
Oh
gotta look it up.
God.
Well,
God.
My favorite this week is the Eagles over the Colts.
I don't know. The Colts have upset somebody before.
I think they've upset a better team.
I don't disagree. I think they upset the best team in the league. With Josh Allen hurt, I guess I should say. My favorite, I'm going with Bengals.
I don't remember who my favorite was. I saw it and now I'm struggling to find it. Oh, give me Baltimore. Baltimore over Carolina. It's a minus 12 favorite, but I don't know if they're going to cover the spread. So if we were betting spread, maybe, but because 12 points is a lot.
Yeah.
Any double digit spread is a lot.
Yeah.
So upsets. These are important because this is for our draft next week.
My upset this week is coming off a loss that I don't think many people expected them to lose. Give me the Bears over the Falcons.
I don't hate it.
I want to point out that I did pick Detroit to win against the Bears. So
number one reason I don't hate it is I have Justin Fields in one of my fantasy leagues, and dude is a fucking fantasy god.
Same.
Too bad that doesn't translate to wins on the football field.
You're right, but you know who else is a fantasy god usually? Dak Prescott.
Why are you so negative? Huh? We're trying to have a good moment here.
Did you guys have you seen my rankings of the divisions? I ranked the Bears as a 1 because Justin Fields is their only player. I mean, it fits. I haven't ranked the AFC West yet. Sorry, Batman.
My dog is because I can't pick against a team that's apparently the dog against the Raiders or the favorite against the Raiders because they're playing the Broncos this week. That sucks.
So you can't pick against the Raiders because he already did.
Yeah. So that sucks. So I'm going with the Rams. We talked about it. We talked about it a little bit when we talked about Kupp being hurt. I think Higbee will have a big game. He's been getting schemed open quite a bit. I really like what they're doing, and I think maybe there's a chance they scheme open Allen Robinson a bit more.
Maybe Stafford will see him now. They'll just put number 10 on him.
Yeah.
They'll change his number to 10.
Well, I mean, him and Cooper Kupp have very similar body types. I mean, he can run a lot of the same routes. It's just he probably doesn't have the nose for the zone as well as Cooper Kupp does. But I think there's a chance that the Rams are fine, and them being dogs to the Saints just feels wrong to me.
And as of right now, Stafford is expected to return this weekend.
Also, just a random, did you guys know Dallas is the favorite, right?
Yes.
They're favored in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know I just saw that. I didn't actually know. I just
I knew that already.
saw that now. My underdog. I picked them earlier this year. I believe I picked them earlier this year against the same team, and I was right. Give me the Steelers over the Bengals. TJ Watt's back. Give me the Steelers over the Bengals.
Ooh, so that game does a lot for me and James here.
You know, I could have played it safe and just went with everything Joe said, just to be close. But I'm feeling it. This is a 5-0 week for me. I'm getting first superhero, and I rest assured Batman coming off that board.
Wait, am I the only person who's gone 5-0?
Think so.
I think so.
Yes, and I've done it twice.
I mean, even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Actually, blind squirrel finds a nut every now and again.
Mm-hmm. Dog keeps digging, eventually finds a bone.
I got a bone for you.
Whoa. Let's say that for off the pod.
Proof.
No, wait. I think we should close this one out. I think we've covered a lot, an hour and a half. I think we got to close this out with one more.
Hi guys, how are you? Is everybody good? You doing real good? I'm doing real good.
Anything you guys want to add? I'm good. If you guys are good.
I still hate you that you've never seen The Office.